All right. I guess we'll start here, Paul. We're playing each other in fantasy basketball.
Boo. I'm currently down 599 to 320.5.
I think you're gonna say you're down 500, 999 points in like 3 days.
Henry
It's today
right
Wednesday or
now.
Tuesday, right?
What's that?
It's Wednesday, so it's been yeah,
Two
wow.
days. Yeah, you're the highest scorer in the league right now.
I mean,
Well,
the
it's because you
gimmick
have Tyrese
of
Maxey, who a guy I saw some stat on ESPN. I'm gonna say it wrong, but like only player ever through the first 4 games to lead their team in points and assists in all games. Even though I thought VJ was the leading scorer of that first game against the Celtics, but
oh, you mean he's led those stats in every game
yeah,
individually?
yeah. That's I saw that on like ESPN this morning on like NBA on
I thought VJ did lead that first game, but I
he.
know that Tyrese was averaging 37 as of yesterday, and he scored 33, I think.
Mhm.
So his numbers probably haven't moved. And VJ, again, they play the Wizards, and the Wizards you don't think of as like crazy, the best opponent.
No,
But he was only really shooting threes. He wasn't like initiating as much as usual. But
not
the
getting to the
Maxi, like
rim.
I never thought Maxi would be like quite this good. He's one of those guys who he was in like the top. I think I picked him with my third pick in fantasy,
Mhm.
and he's not like as sexy of a name as other guys. And our friend Diddy Melvin, he was picking one spot ahead of me, and he loves his names. And he picked like Kevin Durant instead or something like that. And I was like, I mean, I'll take Maxi. He's right there. Like the projected points, I couldn't pass him up.
Seriously.
But I have a lot of Sixers, and some of them have played, some of them haven't. And they've actually been like one of the best. Like they're 4-0 right now. Like they have do they have the best like backcourt rotation in the league?
If it keeps up, I'm not super reliant on rookies throughout the entire season, but this VJ dude looks really good. What I saw the odds changed. He's looking at plus like 205 instead of his plus 12,000, which it was before at the beginning of the season. I mean, like just
What
after
rookie of the
four
year
games.
odds?
Oh, I'm looking at the odds.
Yeah, nice. He's definitely the rookie of the year through the first. He's the rookie of the week, so
Yeah,
good for VJ there. And he's not his height. He's like sort of like Russ, where his height changes depending on who he's next to.
yeah,
Like I stood like a few feet away from him a few days ago, and he's like 6'4", if I had to guess,
so
maybe
crazy.
6'5". But like,
When I was first watching game tape, I was like, this guy's like 6'7", 6'8", and I didn't even mean to say that. I'm sorry. But then I first saw him on TV, and I was like, is he 5'9"? He looks so short.
well, I mean that's the beauty of the Philly backcourt is like they of course you have to start him. He's averaging like 20 points a game through 4 games,
Yeah,
and Maxi is playing like an MVP candidate. And then you have Grimes, who's also been like, he could start at the three if they really need, but probably not a small forward, small forward.
yeah.
And like McCain hasn't played yet, so that like the Philly
Neither has
might just be
Paul
really good.
George.
And Paul George, yeah, we might have just been like way off with misjudging how ready Philly is right now.
Yeah, it's so funny watching them because they still have Joel Embiid too, and he's kind of taking a bit of a back seat, I guess.
Yeah, it's because I think he might be on a minutes restriction. He doesn't play like
Mm,
yesterday. That Wizards game got pretty close, and
yeah,
he didn't show for a lot of the fourth. And they were riding with like Adam Bona instead.
yeah.
And Embiid got his stats, um, but they
Who had a
weren't
good?
like the most. Like you almost didn't notice some of them just because he's smooth when he wants to be,
Yeah,
and he can shoot, but he's not doing like as much of the
he's not getting to the free
movement.
throw line.
He doesn't move that much right now. Like that's really what it is. It sounds really simple, but he just doesn't run around as much as he did, like on
Yeah,
defense or on offense.
no,
He's
smart.
definitely he's moving gingerly,
Sadly,
sadly. But they've been. I feel like one of my favorite storylines so far are how many try-hard teams there are in the East right now.
oh
Have
my
you have you
gosh.
noticed this?
I've noticed that it's a lot of teams that are surprising. You got the Bulls as well. They're one guy that's up there. Who are some other teams that are borderline or
The
undefeated?
Bucks are try-harding.
Yes,
The
they are.
Heat, the Heat are try-harding.
I didn't even. The Heat had slipped under my radar. The Bucks I've been following. Giannis is just something incredible. Like I can't understand how a guy who like just like walking and jumping makes me go oh.
We're just running through the teams that we sort of. I think our first 2 weeks of the season, we'll just be thinking about what we predicted right and wrong in like our
Yeah.
past pods, the over/unders, and watchability rankings and stuff like
Oh
that.
God.
And because I remember we talked about the Heat young guys, and what if they all just are good? And they all look pretty good right now. Like Jaime Jaquez was like a waiver wire demon in our fantasy league for 2 years now.
Yeah,
Like he's homeless after 3 days wherever he goes, and now he's just right back to hitting all the shots that he was like in college.
that's so crazy. He's
Mhm.
back to being a seamless fit. Just needed a couple years. Make
Just need
some,
a few,
make a couple commercials with Jimmy Butler.
of course. And then Jimmy left,
Then
and it's
Jimmy
which is
left.
funny because like Jaquez entered the league as an old guy. He was a 4-year senior.
Yeah,
And he
UCLA.
that's what whenever those old prospects slip a bit, everyone gets really scared.
Because then it's
But
like, oh, this guy
Hawkins,
could be out the league at 3.
our Heat correspondent Tobias, maybe he'll show up at some point on this podcast one of these days. He's been giving me reports that the Heat have solved their. He said they're leading the league right now, or they're near the top of the league in like pace and offense, and those are two things that you just don't associate with the 2020 Heat or the
No.
Heat of the 2020s. But they're very good. And I was wondering if you'd gotten lucky enough to watch. You said you'd seen some of the Bucks. What are you noticing with them?
Uh, Good basketball. And Giannis. Yesterday it was Ryan Rollins who was getting buckets on everyone's head. Couldn't defend Brunson to save his life, but he was cooking on the offensive front. He wasn't missing threes, getting his on his own, doing some cool stuff. And it's really good to have a guy that's going to complement Giannis. But when it came down to it, it was just Giannis. He was just doing
Yeah,
everything, offense and defense.
and that's what's been crucial is that they have Giannis, of course, when they want to close or suffocate a good team like the Knicks.
Yeah,
But the fact that they're competent when Giannis isn't there is the game changer because that's what was
yeah,
scaring all of us.
yeah.
And Rollins is an interesting character because do you remember how he left the Wizards?
No.
He was involved in the Jordan Poole trade from Golden
Okay.
State, and he was on the team for a few months, and then he got like cut really suddenly. He was on the fringe of the rotation. He wasn't nearly as good as he is now.
Yeah.
But he always had like sort of the pedigree. I think he was picked like the dead last pick in the first round or something a few years ago. Um, Long wingspan, point guard tendencies, but he was like stealing from target or something like that. So the Wizards just cut him, and he ended up on the Bucks as like just a guy who had to start completely over like 2 seasons ago. Rode the bench last year, and now that they need point guard depth, he's showing up and he's actually playing well.
You're stealing from Target. Do you
It
know
was
what
like
they
a
do
half
at
dozen
Target?
counts, allegedly. Half dozen counts.
Okay, it's not alleged. Target gets you. They wait until you get enough for a felony and then they crack down on you. It's not a joke. Don't steal from Target.
You ever called your parents?
I've never stolen from Target.
Okay. We know people who steal from those convenience stores. I don't know if you needed some candy or something like that.
Oh, we know a guy.
We know a guy. The Bucks are definitely looking like they're going to cash in on that over under 49.5 at the over.
Yeah.
Um, Sorry, my mom just walked in. That distracted me. I'll text her.
Hi, Miss Brown.
Hi, Mom. What team do you think you're going to watch the most of besides the Celtics this year?
Spurs.
First,
Sorry.
are they 5-0 or are they 4-1?
5-0.
I think they're 5-0.
They won. They beat the Kings last night.
Yeah, they're not playing good teams, but
No.
they're good.
Yeah.
And sorry, I'm texting my mom.
That's all right. I'm looking. I'm making sure it was the Kings.
I
No.
think,
No, the Kings lost to the Thunder last night.
oh, that's sad.
The Spurs beat the Raps and they're 4-0.
The Raps are also not good. Wait, I thought they were already 4-0. Are they still 4-0?
Yeah.
Okay, that means they have to play tonight or something, or play the Pelicans. We're just dating our episode. Just now, everyone's gonna know when it comes out in like 3 weeks. They're gonna be like, "Oh, it's from the
Yeah.
29th of the last month."
Spurs aren't playing tonight either. They got the Heat tomorrow at home.
Okay.
Maybe a test.
Wemby and Luka pose a similar thing to me, where those are two guys where it's like, can their teams be good enough for them, like those guys, to actually be like a top 3 MVP finalist?
Yeah. I think the Spurs can. I didn't think they were going to be this good coming out the gates, but man, they
Of
look.
course not.
Yeah.
No,
I love.
and I've already they have like another great young backcourt, and like Harper's already the man,
He's the man.
and it makes me bummed. I'd love to have him on my team, man. He's
Yeah.
so good. Like that guy's unreal.
I like Trey Johnson.
I love Trey Johnson. We're gonna talk a lot about the rookies later, and those are two guys who have great shots right there. And if we're sticking in that division with the Spurs, how have you followed like the Jordan Poole thing at all?
Is there a Jordan Poole thing? I just know he's on the Pelicans.
Yeah, he's had like a few slide digs at the Wizards, and I feel like I mentioned the Wizards way too much to start. And he was talking about like adjusting to the Smoothie King Center where the Pelicans play.
Yeah, I've been
And
there.
oh, you have been there. Oh, that's right. Yeah. Who do you see play there?
I saw the Pelicans and the Trailblazers. Whole lot of Anthony Simons that night.
Was Dame there or was he gone yet?
Oh, he was on the Trailblazers.
Was that the season he like sat out the whole time?
Yeah.
Oh, that sucks.
Pretty sure him,
Um,
McCollum were out, Brandon, Zion were out.
how
I got
was
it.
the attendance?
It was low. I would say it was half. I was able to sneak down to the bottom and get better seats than what I bought, you know?
Like a baseball game, yeah. Well, that's
Yep.
sort of the rap with the Pelicans is that they get terrible numbers for who goes to their games. And someone asked Jordan Poole like about adjusting to a new place, and he was talking about how exciting the fan base is, and he said like Capital One was dead all the time, and it's like I mean he's not wrong, but did it need to be said? I don't know.
It didn't need
And
to be said.
a lot of fans were saying like dude, like we weren't exactly winning games. They won 33 combined games for
DC
Jordan Poole's tenure here.
DC will get hype when you're good, but when you're not, there's nothing
Yeah, I
about
guess
it.
I guess we're not fakers.
No.
And like the Pelicans are their tennis is also bad, and it made me wonder like if they're also not winning games, like how screwed do you think the Pelicans and the pool and Jordan Poole are, right now for not just this week but this season, considering that they traded their first round pick already.
Whew. I think you gotta, if it's really a thing, you gotta move off Zion soon and see where you can recuperate some first picks for him. Jordan Poole, you could stay there. Who cares what Jordan Poole does? The Pelicans, they're not going to be contenders. They're not that good. I wouldn't be surprised if we see them make some halftime moves, or maybe they'll be good. Maybe they can pick it up. I can see them also being a five,
Nine
six.
seed.
I
You
can
said
see them
five?
getting up. I could sure
Oh,
Zion
five would be exciting.
when he locks in. Maybe no, they're not
That
going
would
to
be
do it.
exciting. Five would be really exciting. Like it makes me wonder though. I don't know. Like we talked about who their best asset is before, and I'm not even sure it's Zion.
I'm not
But
either.
it would
One of
just
my
really
first
bum
thoughts
me
was
out
like
if they
Trey
just how many
Murphy.
wasted seasons. Yeah, honestly, is how many wasted seasons can we have? Because they know how to draft. They just can't. At what point is a curse real enough that a team has to be moved? Because
uh,
like there's like Looney has a like Kevon Looney has history of being healthy his whole career, and then he goes to New Orleans and he's like immediately hurt.
yeah, that's crazy. He was never hurt.
No,
Wow, they are cursed a little. But I don't want them to move. New Orleans deserves sports. It's a great place.
yeah, I when you were down there, like do you feel like they really cared about like the Pelicans there, or was it just sort of like this goofy like screw up team is here and we're just gonna love them for what they are, or was it like a real Pelican spirit in New Orleans?
There was spirit around the arena. Right by the arena is the where they play football. Mercedes Benz. No, not
Yeah.
Mercedes. Yeah, Mercedes. I forget it's one of them. Either
Did you
way,
see that massive baby that they do? You know what it's called?
no.
That New Orleans baby that jumps out of the cake.
Oh, what is that on Bourbon Street?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I think I've seen a video of that before. Bourbon Street's cool. Either way, yeah, they have a good environment. I mean, the people that are at the games are for them, obviously, but it could be if they're going to be a good team, their fan base is going to be drunk idiots that go to the game and get really loud. So they could be a fun team to watch if they get playoff success.
We got to go to New Orleans. Um, they're like the hardest team to rank every year.
Yeah,
And as we mentioned earlier, we're already talking about who we overrated and who we underrated. And how badly did we mess up? Actually, let me ask you first. Who do you think we overrated the most
like in general of
as a team
just
compared to what
teams.
we've gotten and what we think is going to happen next?
Maybe the Rockets, but
Rockets?
I mean they haven't had a strong start. They've been all right, but they've played hard teams and had good games. But they're not exactly what I thought they would be. I thought they were going to be really good. Who else is being overrated? Uh, I guess the Knicks are 2-2. I'm always going to drag on them when I can.
Yeah, and you and Melvin weren't very high on them to begin with. I think it's actually the Mavs. I think we might have missed on
That's a good answer.
because we had them like. I think it's because we didn't love a lot of the Western teams as in terms of like being a top 10 team, but like the Mavs are like in real trouble, and they're asking a lot out of Cooper Flag.
Yeah, and he's not ready. He's
He's
more
not
of
a
a
point guard.
no. He's not a point guard. Why are they putting him there? He's not ready to play that position yet. He's ready to be an NBA player.
Yeah, yeah, great way of putting it.
Yeah,
And
but
he also sort of starts slowly wherever he like at Duke, same thing happened. The first few
mhm,
games weren't super hot, but then
yeah,
he locks in.
he locks in. He starts yamming on people, and then he gets locked in.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. It when Kyrie comes back, I think that's gonna be just that's such a long way away. Like, what's
yeah.
gonna be even left of the season by that point? The AD thing is, I mean, Anthony Davis is just. I don't think Dallas messes with him at all, like as a fan base.
No, it's no. Why would they?
The guy was set up,
Yeah,
and he's hurt, and he wears like dorky glasses. It's just
it's not. It's not his fault though.
no, it's not his fault. He's just his body can't handle his massive shoulders are like weighing his knees and ankles down.
His shoulders are massive.
Yeah, and I think we missed on the Navs, and I think I missed on the Magic.
You overrated them. You want
Yeah,
to?
I
Well,
had
then
them
I
looking
definitely overrated
seriously.
them too. I still think they're going to be good. I don't care about what's going
And
on
they're gonna be
there.
good, but I mean, okay, this isn't just about like the numbers, but like I don't know, man. Like Paolo cannot
Yeah,
get it together so far. That's like
uh,
an issue.
I think he will. I believe in him.
Give me
Him?
the case. Give me the case. What's gonna change?
What's going to change? Well, what's his
Yeah.
problem? You give me the problem.
Over the course of his career, he hasn't been able to hit shots
Okay.
at an efficient level. He's never been above average from like really anywhere,
So
and he shoots a
shooting's the
lot of.
problem? Yeah, it's a problem. He's got to work around that. I think to get into there, it's you find your spots in the mid range. You stick to that while you can. You take open 3-point shots that your team gets you, that your team can try and get you. And from there, you just facilitate in and around the paint. I think that's what he should be doing.
Yeah, I think his facilitation, that's one thing I'll stick with him a bit. Like he gets a lot of hate for his playmaking because he's one of those guys who sort of just holds on to it for a while and does it on his terms.
Sure.
Sometimes the pass he makes isn't a really high value pass. Um, but he does draw gravity by being a giant ball handler. I don't
Absolutely.
think he needs to take the mid range shots at all though. Like those aren't helping
Yeah.
anyone. Even if they went in, they wouldn't really
I,
be helping anyone. He's enormous. He's huge. Like just go
he's,
down there.
but like when you can get to that spot, and if you like really know where you're trying to go, and if it's a shot you believe in, then I think you should keep going because once you have that midi game, I mean, like let's look at Shea. He has an unstoppable mid-range shot, and he's back to averaging 34. Let's look at Wemby. He's added a mid-range shot, and he's been using it too, even though he just doesn't need to. He takes one step from the free throw line, and he's dunking. It's insane.
The issue is, I think the midi is the cherry on top. It's not the foundation of the ice cream. That's
Mm,
like Shea's thing is Shea is like a goaded finisher and has like one of the tightest handles around.
yeah,
And it's almost like I don't know, like if Paolo can't shoot threes and also can't finish for being such an enormous guy,
yeah.
um, then you can't use that as a crutch because you're not really respecting the other areas. So people are willing to, they know you're going to take the low value pull up midi,
hmm
and that's just not that wouldn't be
What
worth much even if we're going in.
he has to be able to finish at the rim. If
That's where it starts. That's
yes,
where everything starts.
yeah, you have to be able to. That's your first level of scoring. Got to be able to work off that.
And it's really painful because like Franz is shooting like in the 70s at the rim to start the season.
Yeah.
And it just seems like the seesaw is completely imbalanced right now as for who's getting most attention. It doesn't help that they also still can't shoot, which is sort of unfortunate. They have the personnel for it, it's just not really happening so far. That's the drawback of our small sample size, I guess.
Yes, I usually don't take record or even really what your team is doing too heavily until like 15 or 20 games in. Then I'm
No,
really going to start to like be this is a problem or this is something that's really good.
no, it's more just what process are we seeing? Like
Yeah.
what's leading to those losses?
Yes.
That's where the flags raise. And of course, not one team is counted out so far.
hmm
Even like some of like the poopy teams are still doing enough where they're making things interesting. Because I also wanted to ask you about one of the poopiest teams. Because like I don't watch the Jazz super often, but they just have a bunch of guys I like, and I don't know. I can empathize with them because as a fan of someone who's just gotten really unlucky in the lottery
Yeah.
and just sort of had to make it work with lower picks. I like a lot of their guys, and they have a different core of most cores can't like shoot as well as they can, but I feel like so many of their guys can shoot. Like
They
they're
have a
young
lot of
guys,
shooters.
and
A lot of their
and
tall guys are good shooters too.
exactly, they have a million tall guys.
Yeah, a million tall guys. I'm looking at their lineup right now. They got Flippadowski. Ace Bailey's 6'9". Is he shooting the
I don't
three
know.
well?
I don't think he is.
Yeah. What is
Oh, you
he?
know what? You know what? No, he is. I was thinking Brandon Miller. My bad.
Brandon Miller. I like Brandon Miller. Either way, we're super high on Bryce Sensabaugh here on the Talking
We
Paul with
are.
Kevin as
We
well.
are. Yeah, it's one of the best jumpers in the just best looking jumpers.
Yes, absolutely.
Honestly, one of the best jumpers in general. But
Yeah, I can get with that.
Markin, did you buy that Markkinen would come back like this?
No, not all in this mighty. I've been a fan of Laurie Markkinen for quite a bit since he was on the Bulls. I thought he was a good player then, but when what he was doing on the Jazz, what was that? 2 years ago when he first broke out, or was it
His breakout
last
season
year?
was 3 years ago.
3 years ago? Wow. What he did 3 years ago when I picked him in fantasy and he did really well. That was a good
I,
pick by me.
it was this close because I picked Sexton instead. I was like, one of these guys is going to go off, and I picked the wrong one, and I was mad all season because
I would
I
be
picked
too.
it quite wrong.
Either way, what did he had like? Did he have 50? I know he had like. Did
He
he
had
have his
51
career
2
high?
days ago.
Yeah, crazy.
Yeah, because like I've liked him. I liked him on that one weird Cavs team that he was on.
Yeah,
That's going to go down as one of those like, deep pulls. A picture of him in a Cavs uniform for a season.
he was good.
But I mean, he's been good more. He's been this what he is now more than he hasn't been because his second season in Utah, he wasn't an All Star, but he was like about as good that
Uh-huh.
year. Last season was the down season, but they were sort of like yanking his minutes around because like the call came in and they had to start losing games. So his attendance numbers took a really weird hit that I
I'd
think actually
start.
brought them an investigation at some point.
Did that actually? Of course.
I think so, but also I imagine things, so maybe I'm wrong, but I'm pretty sure the league had to tell the Jazz like maybe they told him, or I know, like a lot of the other like the Charlotte fans and the Washington fans and a lot of the other fans who had like nothing going for them were just
Yeah.
accusing them of being tank cheats because they were.
Hmm.
Like there were a whole bunch of teams that I was certain would get unlucky in the lottery. Among them were Dallas because I thought they were cosmically cursed. I was wrong about that one.
Wow,
Uh,
were you?
I thought San Antonio wouldn't get lucky either because they always get lucky. And I didn't listen to myself. I literally had the answer right there. They always get lucky, and I ignored it.
Yeah.
And I had those two, and I said that the Jazz are tank cheats. And I was only right about one of those teams getting unlucky, but even they got a better pick than we did.
I mean, of course, in the draft year when it's not as good, it's going to be Jazz and then Wizards at the top, and then when it's a good one, they're not. They don't want the good players to go to the Jazz and the Wizards, and it's rigged.
Yeah,
So
or Hawks Wizards, which we got like in the one bad draft.
yeah, Hawks. Oh my God, they got Ricochet. Yeah, send that guy there. Nobody wants him.
Yeah, I mean, I I have some bad tweets that are somewhere where I remember I said that like he's in a redraft, like he would plummet, and he won't. I think he actually should have been the rookie of the year last season, but
Hmm.
yeah, he's not like the flashiest. He definitely will stick out like a sore thumb in any historical record of this current ongoing string of first overall picks. We've just had
Yeah.
just the most awesome guys, and then he's like right in the middle of it. It was just a bad draw. Um, there's a debate I remember we talked about a few months ago. If I could switch gears, um, ah, I sort of we sort of talked about this. But like how like is Chet how high is Chet? Like how high would you put him right now? Because like we talked about Chet versus Paolo, and I don't want to beat a dead horse right now, but like that's why I was like, should I do this? But I feel like I already committed.
You think Chet's better, or do you think Ball's better?
I thought I've thought this for a bit,
It's tough. Chet
and this is
Chet's
not
good
based on 3 games, by the way. I'm not trying to be super reactionary with this one.
off careers, like what off their
But
what they've been
everything
doing.
you've given me, yeah,
Well then, Paolo, because he's led a team to the playoffs. He's been the number one on a guy on a team, and
yeah,
Chet is in like the perfect role for him. So obviously he's going to be blossoming. He's also missed a shit ton. A swish ton.
there we go. That's a good one.
Yeah,
Thank you.
yeah. Well,
He's
well
he's featured in the Starting Five documentary. Um, it's in like episode 3. They're at the NBA Cup,
yeah.
and they show like the huddle and he's in the middle. And as soon as I saw him being the one talking to the team, I was like, oh no. And he's like, talking about, let's beat like because if you win the NBA Cup, you get money.
Yeah.
And he's like, let's beat these Bucks and win some Bucks. And I almost texted you guys right there. I was, you guys gotta watch this documentary. There's not as much Chet we're gonna wish there was,
Yeah.
but the bits you get are awesome every time. Like when he
I'm sure.
pops up in the background, he looks like Bigfoot, and he's a great inclusion whenever he's accidentally on screen.
He does kind of have that Bigfoot vibe. He walks the same way the outline pictures look of Bigfoot, where his arms are super long and his hands are like dangling. He has that same thing where.
Yeah, well, it's the arms move in a weird way.
Yeah.
Um, you're probably gonna watch more Celtics than anyone, right?
Absolutely.
How you feeling?
Uh, no panic button. Absolutely no panic button. I mean, like, is there? Our panic button was kind of taken away. There's no reason to have it. We're not supposed to be that good. We lost to teams that were going to be better than us, and we beat the Pelicans that were probably supposed to be just as good as us. 1-3. We got the Cavs like now. The game just started. We'll see how that goes. I'm not worried. We're having fun. Hugo's looking pretty solid. Uh, Centers are bad. Like we knew that would happen. Nemi's
They
been
are.
fun, but he's not that. He's not a starter.
Who has?
Anemius Keita.
Oh yeah. Is he the
He's been
starter?
he's been starting.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
How's Derek White been?
He's been not as good. Like I said,
That's
everyone said Derek White's going to take the All NBA All Star jump. I said
okay.
he's those people. First of all, he's not an All NBA player. He can maybe scrap into an All Star game.
He
He'll be
almost
a
did
one.
2 years ago.
Yeah, he can be a one All Star type dude. But
That was setting up for failure.
yeah, he it's just without Jason Tatum, it it's hard to watch sometimes.
Yeah, and I saw Derek White at least had, for what it's worth, he had like an awesome like strip on DeAndre Jordan yesterday or something, in like their one win. That was pretty epic. It was good to see him. You hadn't because usually you get a lot of Celtics exposure to start the season,
Yeah,
uh, and it's like you feel the missing presence of the guys who are hurt. Every season's like this where you feel the imbalance without them, and it's
yeah,
weird not having them on TV as much.
I miss Jason.
I I sort of miss when when a lot of our friends won't agree with this, but I miss when the Celtics were good. Um,
A lot of
and
our friends would
I haven't gotten
disagree.
to watch as much of the as many teams. Usually, I try to catch a little of every team, and there's like half teams I haven't yet because I've just had to be so locked in with the Wizards,
Mhm.
and they're just not. This is the most fun I've had watching them in years. Like this is definitely the most fun the rebuild has felt
Hmm.
in the whole time. Like
Just
people
because
actually taking
you're
hold.
starting to see the end of it. You're like the puzzle getting built.
It's for the first time you're seeing players actually taking developmental steps,
Mm.
and as opposed because it's great to meet new faces and learn new names, but you want to see them actually show they can get better with time and that the coaching staff is capable of nurturing these
Mm.
unique skill sets you can only really find in the draft.
Yeah,
But there's really something here with a few of these guys, like Keyshawn and Sar are like those guys are keepers,
absolutely. They're
and
both.
yeah,
They're the Marion kiss. I'm sorry, bub, but you're looking like a kill right now, bub.
yeah. And I remember thinking that because when we did the Kiss Mary Kill, like everyone said Bub first, and I couldn't have known this was coming. But even then, I was like, eh.
Eh. I went I
But
went I went Mary Sar and then I killed Keontae. Oh my gosh, was that horrible?
I think everyone had that except for me
Yeah, you
because
went Mary Keontae. You
did I
knew what you were
really?
doing.
Oh wow,
Yeah,
great job,
I thought you went Keontae Bub Sar for some
Keyshawn.
reason.
Keontae's on the Jazz.
Keyshawn, sorry.
They're killing you in the chat right now. But I don't know what the order I said, but I think unfortunately I underrated Sarr in that one because I liked him less every time I saw him,
hmm
and now he's just awesome. And his true shooting jumped from 48 to 62 in the span of a season,
Ooh,
in the
wow,
span of a summer.
62. Well, it needs to be at 62. He's a center. He needs to
It
be
needs to be
there.
62, but it was so far in the red. I just figured it would be years until it was at a respectable level. And of
Yeah.
course, it's only been like 4 games, but the process is there. He's at the rim more. He's true to his word. He said during media day that he would be closer to the rim.
hmm
Um, and he's shooting less threes, and when he shoots, he makes them. And
Perfect.
it's been good process, and that's what it's about. Again, we said this: process over results.
And obviously the defense is there.
Hmm. Defense is
Yes.
there,
Yeah.
and Trey Johnson, he's pretty cool.
Love it.
And one thing I wanted to ask you,
Ooh.
nearing the end, is how how often are you like just surfing League Pass, trying to just find new teams and new players?
Um, New stuff. I'll more just be on League Pass to watch the games that are going on. I don't
Sure,
really try and focus on this team's doing this. I just like watching hoops and seeing what's happening.
the good
Um,
games.
Obviously I'll look to see the closer games and to see like what's closer to ending, and I'll like kind of just
Mhm.
watch as much close basketball as I can. So that's
That's
the most
that's
fun.
usually my intention too,
Then
and
I'll
I
watch the
haven't gotten
semis.
to surf as much. But I was curious, like, have you like spotted any like not deep cut, but rookies who weren't picked like in the top 5 or 6 who you think are deserving of a mention real quick? Because this rookie class seems awesome. We talked about this right before the pod, but almost everyone seems good except for the guys the Nets picked. Outside of those guys, I feel like almost everyone has given us moments or several games strung together already.
You give some of yours. I need to look up the class to remember names, just to like see who I. Well, I
Yeah,
said earlier I talked about Igor Demon, the eighth pick. He's been shooting well.
that's been surprising. Like he's shooting like 5 a game too. It's not like he's shooting like 1-3 total through the first week.
Yeah.
And he really that was the whole thing over the summer. This guy's actually working on a shot, and he actually might be. I mean, there's the obvious ones at the top, but Cedric Coward from Memphis. That guy was like the question mark of the draft. He went 11th overall, and he that was the big upside swing. Like the guy he compared me to in terms of like how he was talked about was actually Shaden Sharp because
Huh.
he had no sample size. He started at like a lower tier college, eventually worked his way up to Washington State after like 1 or 2 transfers, um, and basically didn't really play that much.
He had a shoulder
And
injury, is what I'm reading.
yeah, and it's funny if you actually look at him, you're gonna notice his shoulders first. He has just he's a wing and he's like 6'5" or something, but he just has such long arms,
Yeah.
and it was all
Jeez.
upside with this guy, and he has figured out how to just look like I mean, Memphis just gets these NBA ready wings, and he's just shooting threes at a great clip, and he actually
Yeah.
make them.
Memphis.
He's been one of my favorites so far.
Even though Memphis has been horrible.
Yeah, and I think we picked against them earlier in the past few episodes, but I don't think we thought they'd be this bad.
Yeah. Um. Who else do I like? I don't know. I'm looking at the first round. I'm
It's a
gonna have
great
to see
first
these
round.
careers play off. I'm still excited for Walter Clayton Jr. Obviously.
Have you watched any of him yet in Utah, or your memory's all still Florida focused?
I haven't seen any yet.
Neither have I, but I love him at Florida, so
Yeah.
we have a lot to go on.
Yes. You know, still new. About 4, 5, 6 games into the year. Very excited to see where all these rookies play out and which one of these names are going to be household.
Yeah, I'm gonna keep good eyes on 2 guys who I just had completely different interpretations of how they'd pan out. First one is of course Hansen, who I didn't think had as much build up as he did with Portland. Like I did a mock draft and I didn't think he'd be a first round pick.
No.
Um, it seemed like a few guys just loved him, but everyone else just was like, this guy is just a long way away. Um, and what I've seen has been rocky, but again, you pick this guy for the what he can do in a few years, not what he can do in the first week. And also, Orlando got Jace Richardson in the
Yeah.
20s, and I thought he should have been a lottery pick. And that if the Tyus Jones experiment keeps failing the way it is, like you might see some of him really quickly because
All
he
right.
can and he can score on the inside.
I like it.
And I don't know about you, but Tyus Jones has never really done it for me. So
Why would he? The Jones is there. I don't know.
well,
It's funny.
I think yeah, like we got really excited because I don't know, some of the nerds loved him a few years ago for the
Assist
assist
to
to
turnover
turnover.
ratio.
Yeah, we just said the same thing. And he doesn't shoot often when he shoots. He usually makes them, and he had like an automatic floater.
Yeah.
But when you watch him like over and over again, you're like, man, this guy just can't play defense.
Yeah.
And these are low impact assists. Like if you look at his assist reel, it's all just swings from the top of the key to the wing.
Yeah. It wasn't anything that impressive. I remember my dad was telling me about. Like he must have read it in an article. He keeps up with sports, but he's like, this guy's assisted turnover rate. And when he said it, I tried not to laugh.
And you already knew about him at that point?
But yeah, I already knew. I've been hearing about that stuff. And then he said it. I was like,
That's not your opinion, Dad.
well, I mean, it's you don't have to create your own opinion. You can read stuff as long as you're
No,
reading
I know, I
things.
know, I know. It's almost like I don't know. I thought of like a friend I have who just reads. He says things to me, and I'm like, I think I saw that tweet.
Yeah, yeah, it
But
happens.
he does have good counting stats. But you watch it, and he had like negative. Here's a counting stat. He had like negative something fantasy points a few days ago. Did you catch that?
No,
Whoever had him was yelling at us in a group chat, and I had a good chuckle at it.
not been keeping up with the group chat.
It's okay. You're not missing out. It's just a bunch of gross guys who probably don't wash their hands. It's been the sports equinox anyway. We've had like everything else to look at. The Commanders to bum us out,
Ah,
and baseball to keep us up at night.
can't believe I'm going to be going back to being a Pats fan in the playoffs again. It's absolutely ridiculous.
You've committed to that?
Well, it's going to happen again. It happens every time now. It happens every time. I'm Redskins fan during the season, and then come playoff time, let's go Tom Brady. Now I'm going to be saying let's go Drake May.
There have been some Pats teams that made the playoffs. Like I think one Mac Jones team made the playoffs,
Mm-hmm.
and no one they played the Bills in the wild card round, and they lost by like 40 points.
Yeah, they got
That team
mollywopped.
was that team enough to get you back over, or were you just like, all right?
Well, I knew they were going to suck, so I
That's
didn't
what I was
care.
wondering. I was wondering if there was a threshold for you to jump
And
back in.
I feel like that was 2021, the year the Washington football team lost to the Bucks in that first round. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm mixing up years.
No,
What
you're
happened?
actually that was the year the football team lost to the Buccaneers. That's right.
Yeah, so I was tapped in with that, so I didn't really care much about the Pats. But once I don't think this Pats team's gonna win the Super Bowl or anything. I think I think Drake May's getting a little overrated, and I'm only gonna say that because I'm on Celtics Instagram and they're starting to say he's better than Jaden Daniels, and
Hey,
my
listen,
blood.
you whispered, so that was valuable. Do you think
Yeah,
he's like an actual MVP candidate, or is he not?
eventually, not this year.
So you don't think he's a candidate this year?
Shouldn't be.
It's made me it make like that quarterback draft class was just fascinating. A bunch of guys who've all produced so far, which is like the opposite of what quarterback draft classes usually give you.
Yeah,
Usually it's a bunch of bums and one guy who sort of does something.
no,
And
they've all been good.
he's so good. And I haven't
Yes.
wavered. Like I still love Daniels,
Yeah,
but Drake May's really good. And
yeah.
I miss Daniels because it's been inconsistent this year and a real
I'm heard.
bummer. The season's probably over.
He wasn't bad when he played. The amount of drops that we've had when Jaden Daniels has been on the field has been atrocious. It's actually been insane. Just the
Yeah,
amount of drops.
he wasn't bad. He wasn't his sharpest.
No, he wasn't that
I
good.
don't.
He looked gingerly. He looked scared against the Packers. I remember that. He looked really scared.
It's funny that game. I didn't. I almost didn't fault him because that was one of those times
I didn't
where
either.
you know
I've
call
never
comes in.
faulted Jaden Daniels. I've never felt like a game has been completely his fault that he lost.
No, that fumble was bad, but it was a rainy game. I'll look past it. But in
That
the
was
Packers game, that was one of those times where you see like the DBs go after, they're on the receivers.
yeah,
For like all 7 or 8 of them go out of frame, and all you have to watch are the O line scrapping and losing, and Daniels. And it's a horrible feeling
yeah.
watching the quarterback do a little pocket jig and knowing they have no one to throw to. We did that for 3.5 hours because he had no one to throw to all game, and it was horrible. Just thinking we're gonna lose this game, and we have to watch this guy just
The
watch
pocket jig.
get wheeled over to the blue tent for a full night.
Yeah,
That
golly.
was a really unpleasant game.
Yeah. It
Did you
wasn't
stay
worse
up
than the
for?
Bears.
Sorry, you go first.
I was going to say it wasn't worse than the Bears game, but we'll talk about the 18 innings World Series, I'm assuming.
I was gonna ask, did you stay up for it?
Yes. I saw the Freddie Freeman home run, and I was like, bedtime. I actually called it. I said this game's going to end in the 18th
Oh,
inning.
you did. You told someone, and they passed it along to me.
Yes.
And
I told Jake. I said this game's ending in the 18th.
that's what it was. Yeah, he was sitting near us, and he fell asleep, and he missed like 5 innings, maybe more. Honestly, probably more. I think he missed almost all the extra innings,
Oh, yeah.
and he was asleep for like 2 hours,
I mean,
and he
you
probably
missed
fell asleep
some.
like the 10th.
There was some fun times, but really, it was just dragging.
They were fun times, but it felt like a crazy sunk cost moment where because I was in College Park. I had to drive half hour afterwards. And I
Oh,
remember just thinking, like, how much am I messing up right now by not listening to this in the car? And
should have gone
you
home.
try to treasure the memory of all of the weird moments that are going to be referenced um, over and over again in the future. Because I mean, Will Klein is going to be a guy everyone's like, remember Will Klein? And the more I thought about Kershaw's one batter that he faced, that like might go down as like a quietly iconic Kershaw moment
Sure.
because that might be the last time he like ever pitches.
Yeah. You
That's
don't
in the
think he's gonna
cards.
go again in this? I think he'll go again in this
It's
World
in the
Series.
cards. I don't know. I got to be real. Like I don't know. He has the numbers,
Yeah.
but I'll have to see that to believe it. But the fact that like he started like he steps in, it was a full count. It went like 8 pitches, and the first pitch was a ball. It's in the dirt. Bases are loaded to Lucas, and I was thinking like, there's no way this is gonna happen right now.
Hmm.
And I don't know the way he escaped. It was the most it was the most relief I felt in a while for a team that I'm not actually a fan of.
Yeah. Cause you're
I
still
was like,
rooting
thank
for the
God,
guy.
man. The last thing this guy needs is another one of these.
I remember, gosh, was it 2018? The 18 inning Red Sox
Yes, game
Dodgers
three.
game 3 of the World Series. I had some friends over, and they were like, "When's this game gonna end?" In like the 12th, and I was like, "Probably soon." It didn't end.
And that was before the pitch clock. How long was that game?
Dude, I couldn't even. I remember. Oh, what's his name? Announcer guy who does the Olympics during
The
Rio.
Olympics.
Yeah, during Rio Olympics, he like had a voice problem.
Was
That's
it? Was it? Oh, you're talking about Costas with the
yeah,
pink eye.
Bob Costas. Yeah, yes, yeah,
I
he had the
thought
pink
I
eye.
thought Joe
He
Buck
was
did. Joe Buck does the World Series.
dog. I swear to you, I remember Bob Costas reading off a Snapple cap because the game got so boring.
You had the evil broadcast. I mean, this
Did,
this
was it? I really feel like I have a weird memory of it being Bob Costas,
Fox
but
was showing like a free play.
why would it be Bob Costas?
I mean, they get bored during these games. That's the funniest part. Just watching, they show the booth and they have like their sleeves rolled up one time, and then they have their like jackets off. I love seeing how they try to make this crap entertaining when no one's scored in 5 hours.
Seriously,
Fun game though.
fruit
And
tray.
game five, we're gonna date ourselves one more time. Game five starts in a half hour. Who do you got?
I got the Dodgers.
You got them for the series too?
Yeah, I'm just gonna keep saying them because I think they're gonna win.
I can't switch up.
Yeah.
It's that simple. We're juiced, and glad I got to talk Paul with you. I'm not even gonna
Uh,
call Kevin. He's not gonna answer.
well, are you gonna talk about your Kevin Couch conversation?
Oh, what the hell did he say? I mean, so I was stuck next to this guy for like a million hours, and he of course he knows nothing about he doesn't know anything about baseball. He enjoys it when it's on in the
Yeah.
playoffs, especially. And it was just a joy to watch him learn who people are in real time. And as the game goes on, you lose more and more starters, um, for like running purposes and stuff, and especially the Blue Jays, who already didn't really have as much star power as the Dodgers, who really felt it when like you were like, I could barely name their guys before. I mean, I could, but some people were like, you couldn't name their guys before, and now they're being replaced by like Jonah Heineman, and I don't know who the hell else was out there playing. IKF was there, I saw that, but
Isaiah Connor Falefa, yeah.
Davis Schneider shows up, and Kevin, who was talking about, I don't even know what he was talking about. It probably took way too long for him to get to his point, but he stops. He's like, "Who is that? Who is that?" And that's what he's doing. He's because it's the first time you see his face, and he has that like enormous cop mustache
Yeah.
and the huge goggles and the hair that's just sticking out of his
Who is that?
helmet. And Kevin's like, "Who is that? That guy's gonna win the game." And he was like just 100% confident that he was gonna win the game. And like, he was like, "Why would they pitch this guy? He's the only person who has any aura in this game." And you really thought he was gonna win the game. Like you said, 18 innings. He said that guy's gonna win the game, and I was laughing. He's like, "Dude, you don't get it. He's gonna win the game."
You don't get it. Well, he was wrong.
He was wrong, especially because I mean, and he went like over 2, which is unfortunate. I did actually want to see him get a hit, and actually extend that. But the Blue Jays, they stopped hitting, and everyone stopped scoring, and
That game,
came
yes.
4 hours of hanging out. It was brutal. It was brutal.
That
We also argued about what race Will Klein was. We couldn't tell at first because Jim.
did we
I
did
said
we
white. I don't think anyone else believed me, but I think he is white.
did we consult the internet about this?
No, see that you lose the fun if you consult the internet. Like the internet has actual answers.
Yeah.
That's why we talk Paul. Like you could look up the box scores, or you could listen to the box score watchers.
Yeah. We talk Paul because we know what we're talking about.
Talk Paul, and well, it's all we know how to talk.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Not
this was
sadly.
no, especially when this is Paul no Melvin.